Alright, what's going on, guys? So, you may or may not have heard about this recent controversy with Victoria's Secret. It's gotten pretty serious, I guess you could say, pretty mainstream, although I'd imagine these people will probably forget about it in like a week or so because that's usually how these things tend to go. Everyone moves on to the newest thing to be offended by. You know, they usually aren't offended for very long, but basically what happened here was the chief marketing officer of Victoria's Secret was doing an interview with Vogue magazine, and during the interview he basically came right out and said that Victoria's Secret will not be including any plus size or transgender models in their fashion show. And as you can imagine, people did not take that news very well. So Victoria's Secret had to put out a public apology on Twitter. You know, we've seen this story before. Please read this important message from Ed Razek, Chief Marketing Officer, L Brands, parent company of Victoria's Secret. My remark regarding the inclusion of transgender models in the Victoria's Secret fashion show came across as insensitive. I apologize. To be clear, we absolutely would cast a transgender model for the show. We've had transgender models come to castings, and like many others, they didn't make it, but it was never about gender. I admire and respect their journey to embrace who they really are. Ed Razek, Chief Marketing Officer, L Brands. So that is the guy from the interview, and I mean, we've seen this story before from companies, right? They say something or they have some sort of policy, everyone freaks out and they have to issue their public apology. Whether or not they actually feel that way or not, they still put the apology out there, and you know, some people accept it, some people do not, that's fine. But the reason I found this story interesting was because I really don't feel like this is an equality issue here, because certain jobs have certain requirements, and sometimes these requirements can be physical, right? And it just so happens that the physical requirements to be a Victoria's Secret model is, number one, you can't have a penis. Okay, I feel like that's pretty fair. And number two, you can't be 300 pounds. I feel like both of those are pretty fair requirements to be a lingerie model. You know what I mean? I don't see how this is really much different from like the height requirements to be in the NBA. You know, sure, technically you can still make the NBA if you're 5'5", but the chances of you doing so are pretty slim. Or the chances of you being a 400-pound quarterback in the NFL are pretty slim. I mean, you can try, but you just don't meet the physical requirements of the job. They aren't saying that, you know, if you're transgender or if you're plus size, you're not allowed to be a Victoria's Secret model. That's not what they're saying. They are still giving you the opportunity to do so. They even said they have transgender models coming out to their castings and they just didn't make it because they don't meet the qualifications. So they're not actually excluding anyone from trying to be a Victoria's Secret model. So this is not an issue of equality, because even if you got a dick or even if you're 400 pounds, you can still try to be a Victoria's Secret model. You're just not gonna make it. The only mistake I think they made here is they came right out and said it. You know, it would probably be better if they just kind of kept that to themselves. He probably didn't handle the interview in the best way. You know, he should have just been like, we offer equal opportunity for people of all shapes and sizes and genders to become Victoria's Secret models. Unfortunately, some of these people, they just don't make the cut, but you know, they're welcome to try. You know, he should have said something like that and there would have been no issue. You know, when you come out and you give people the harsh reality that they're just not good enough to do something, then they tend to get upset. Like, I mean, let's use myself for example. I would love to be a professional basketball player in the NBA. However, number one, I don't meet the physical requirements to do so, and number two, I'm not good enough to be a professional basketball player in the NBA, and I have accepted that. So now I make YouTube videos on the internet. Okay, that's fine, and that's cool. Like, I'm not upset about it. I'm not over here talking about how, oh, the NBA is prejudiced against me, they won't let me join, you know, and it's strictly because of who I am. It has nothing to do with my qualifications to join the NBA. Oh, no, that has nothing to do with it. You know, the NBA just hates me. That's basically what these people are doing. So it just doesn't make any fucking sense, man. Basically, this is what it comes down to, man. These people are just straight up losers, and they can't come to the fact that they've been rejected for this position based off of their own merit. merits. So instead they have to like make up these excuses and like pretend that people are racist or prejudiced against them, all because they just can't accept the fact that they're not good enough to make it into the fucking Victoria's Secret fashion show. Like, it's not that big of a deal, man. Hey, guess what? I also cannot make it into the Victoria's Secret fashion show. You don't see me crying about it, you know, clearly I don't meet the qualifications. I have a penis. I don't think it's that unfair of Victoria's Secret to require their models to not have cocks hanging out of their thong when they're walking down the runway. Like, imagine how fucking weird that would be if you're looking at the Victoria's Secret fashion show on TV and you just see one of the models walk down and, you know, she got 2 testicles hanging out of her fucking thong. That would be real fucking weird, don't you think? I don't know, just my opinion. Like, that's not something I would be interested in seeing. I don't know about you guys, but I just feel like that's a pretty fair requirement. I don't know. And then the other one is what? You can't be a plus size model. This one's a little weird, I guess, because some of these plus size models, they're like normal sized women that you'd see every day, except technically models are like super tiny. So even though these women are not that big, they're considered plus size. So those are okay. But then you have the plus size who are like 400 pounds, 300 pounds. And I'm not trying to be rude, bro, but like, ain't nobody trying to see that, man. Like, no offense. Like, we gotta stop lying to these people, man. Every time you see like some 400-pound bitch post a pic or whatever, everyone's like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. You look so good. Kill them, girl. Slay. Queen. Like, all this stupid ass shit. Like, listen, bitch, quit lying to her, all right? You're not helping her. I know you feel like you're being real nice by telling this 400-pound blob that she looks good, but you're not helping her. You're actually hurting her. Instead, you could be like, hey, man, you know, you don't have to be mean, right? Like, maybe I'm being a little mean right now, but you don't have to be mean about it. You can say, hey, man, you know, you're a little big. You know, it's not healthy for you. You're at a high risk of dying, basically, a variety of health conditions, and it would probably be better for you if you just lost a little bit of weight. You know, no one's saying you got to be 105 pounds or nothing, but, you know, maybe let's go from 400 to like 250, right? You know, that's a big change. You know, let's start with that, and then we can see where we go from there or whatever. But we really shouldn't be telling these fucking 400-pound people that they're looking beautiful, because you're really not doing anyone any favors with that. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the video, man. Like I said, I don't feel like the beauty standards of you not being 300 pounds and you not having a cock hanging out of your lingerie, I don't feel like that's that crazy of a thing to ask for. Like, are we really upset that, you know, they don't want that on their fucking show? And regardless, even if you do feel like that is a crazy requirement to ask for, this is their fashion show. They run the company, and they're free to run it however they want. They are not doing anything wrong by having requirements for their job. You know what I mean? Every job in the world has certain requirements. Even like the easiest job you could get, like even if you want to work at like McDonald's, you still got to have certain requirements. You know, you got to be a certain age. I don't know if they hire people who have felonies. Honestly, they probably do. I would imagine they don't care that much. You know what I mean? Like, still, even for like the easiest jobs out there in the world. How about this? Even to be a Walmart greeter, they literally hire mentally retarded people for that job. I'm not being rude. I'm not roasting. If you've ever been to Walmart, you know the person that stands by the door. The majority of the time, that person is literally mentally handicapped. And even then, they have certain requirements for the job. So the easiest jobs that you could get in the entire world still have some level of requirements. And it just so happens that the requirements to be a Victoria's Secret model is you cannot be fat and you cannot have a penis. And I just don't see the big issue with that. I think that's pretty fair. So anyways, let me know what you guys think about it. You know, did this crush your hopes and dreams of becoming a Victoria's Secret model? You know, I'm kind of devastated, to be honest. You know, I kind of wanted to walk out there with my cock hanging out and, you know, just let the world see what I got to offer, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, rating if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are not already. Follow me on Twitter, links in the description down below. Other than that, have a good day and peace out.
Never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right, it feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it